Hello, long time no see. Not on purpose, I swear. My next video will be very long and it was very in-depth, but I do hope you all are well. I went to go see Lebanon Hanover this last week and wow, blown away, honestly. Hello, I'm Miko and welcome to my channel where I talk about gothy things and just things I like. And I like concerts. I go to a lot of them, and while I don't review every concert I go to, I do bring my camera sometimes. So if you're interested in concert photography of industrial and goth bands, then I will link my Instagram below. I do post there a lot more than I post here on YouTube, though I am trying to get into a proper schedule. I'm very sorry. But I do appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed and commented. You guys are phenomenal. But let's get into this concert. I saw Lebanon Hanover was coming to my area and I snatched up those tickets so fast. I would even go so far as to say that I was one of the first buyers. But I was also the first one in line to get into the show, so y'all will be getting some up-close footage this time. I was just so incredibly excited for Lebanon Hanover. The crowd was a mix between all of the alternative people in the area, many goths, some punks, and even a few metalheads. But what was very fun and very wholesome was kind of just seeing all of the young people. Many shows and bars don't allow those under 18, and this one was no different, but they did allow those under 21, so between the ages of 18 and 21. And it was so cute to see just the little baby bats, and they were all dressed up, and they were a bit overzealous, but it was very fun. The show started with a performance which I would describe as music meets comedy with Jim E. Brown. Not Jimmy Brown, Jim E. Brown. I wasn't sure what to expect. I hadn't heard of the man before, but I will say I was pleasantly surprised. To start a very serious performance like Lebanon Hanover, a band who creates music about sadness, with a comedy artist is genius. Everything I could find on Jim E. Brown was people making jokes and calling him talented in the same breath, the oldest looking 19-year-old in Britain. I was so confused, to say the least, but I knew he had something special when he opened with the song "A Rat Bit a Child's Face in Liverpool."
A rat bit a baby's face in Liverpool. The child almost took his last breath.
And followed with, "I'm an obese alcoholic."
I am Jimmy Brown. I am an obese alcoholic.
While I am quite peppy in my comments, I am quite low-key in real life, but the man had me crack a smile. He repeatedly asked the crowd for alcohol. I offered mine, but as it was too warm, he did not take it. And someone else did share their Pabst Blue Ribbon. Shout out to that guy. It was apparently not too warm for him. But the true hero came from the mysterious person who bought him a cocktail. We stand that guy. That was funny. It was just excellent because it made him funnier. He regaled us with stories of getting dumped by a girl at a McDonald's, losing his son, which he may or may not have. I'm not sure if he actually has a son, that's what I mean. To a judge who he later started dating, allegedly. Just wild, totally out there. As a comedian-songwriter, I'm not sure what else could be added to his performance. I mean, what could you change? He was so authentically in character, so out there, wild and crass, but it was just basically perfect. I sent a video of his song to my friends who couldn't make it and received a resounding, "What the heck did I just watch?" It was great. The lighting was very simple and the sound was pretty good. He really didn't need anything more. I think if the sound quality had been like perfection, it honestly wouldn't have suited him. Though I'm not sure if it was his setup or the venue that made his performance a little bit more simple, but I would absolutely recommend Jim E. Brown if you want a good laugh.
Strokes can cause droopy face. I hope it happens soon. That would be ace. It's no joke. I know I'm going to die of a stroke. It's not funny. My blood is thicker when it should be runny. Oh, I know I'm going to die of a stroke.
And thus, I would rate his stage presence a 5 out of 5 stars, his sound a 4 out of 5 stars, lighting 3 out of 5 stars, and atmosphere 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, as he was more of a comedy performance, there's not too much more that he could have added, but I don't think that the British humor he presented would be everyone's cup of tea unless you are already used to watching British shows. I think definitely more of an 18 and older sort of show for him, but I did really enjoy it. And now for the main act, Lebanon Hanover. If you don't know who they are, Lebanon Hanover is a Swiss-British music duo formed in 2010 in Sunderland, England. It consists of Swiss vocalist and guitarist Larissa Iceglass and British vocalist, bassist, and synthesist William Maybelline. They are a band that straddles post-punk and cold wave. Going into the show, I expected there to be a lot more lighting, more doom and gloom, given the imagery that they use in their music videos, which, while simple, conveys a feeling of morose sadness. But they kept their lighting and their entrance very simple. It was well lit when they came on stage and performed. But despite the lack of dramatics, aside from the fact that they were who we were there to see, they commanded an intense amount of respect from the crowd. Everyone was overjoyed to see them come on. Before the crowd up on stage were two people who just had a powerful presence and ethereal beauty. They dressed very simply but were well put together. Larissa had this sort of flawless look and a soft grace which flowed with her movements, and William was the more commanding of the two, much more of a performer with sharp eyes and striking movement. While the stage was small and didn't allow for a lot of moving around, William did a lot of dancing, especially as the set went on. When there wasn't a guitar in his hands or he didn't have to play synth, he danced. And I felt this was the quintessential sort of goth dance. Long strides, swaying arm movements in a very sleek style. I will put a clip in here just so you can see. It was just such an interesting dichotomy between the two, as Larissa was much more composed, but it made the show so fun and interesting. I am also invested in trying to find a pair of pants like hers. They're just both style icons, really. William sang more songs than Larissa did, but the dynamic between the two was incredible. Larissa sang more softly with a calmer, more cold wave style to her songs like Gallow Dance, while William performed the more post-punky sort of styled ones. But between the two of them, I felt like the set list was very solid and we got a good mix of songs. Audio quality was also very, very good. I was in the front, so the drums were a little bit louder than they would have been in the back. And Larissa was a bit quiet, but she did turn up her sound through the set. And overall, I thought that the sound quality was excellent. I think that it would have sounded better if I was further back, honestly, just due to the way that the sound was carrying through the venue. However, the guitars were of a very consistent quality, the droning sounds and the soft strums, all very perfect. Their sound guy definitely knew what he was doing, but I feel that this quality and versatility with different venues is also due to their experience as performers, and in that I mean that they did very well, especially since the venue was full to bursting. But the best part of the performance didn't come until the end. Oh no. After a good round of applause, we did receive an encore, and it was, as so delicately put by the man beside me, the most metal thing ever. Just wow. I don't even know if I could put it into words, but I will try. It was everything I had mentioned earlier. The grace, the striking movements, the beauty, combined with a raw sound which built itself up and burst into the crowd's ears. Everyone was awestruck. Power with such a delicate touch, hell-bent on entrancing the audience. It was just so amazing. I don't think I have or ever will experience another ending like it again. And because of that, I absolutely have to rate their stage presence a 5 out of 5 stars, their sound another 5 out of 5 stars, lighting 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, they could have done a little bit more, but like I said, that could be the venue, but it could also just be their style, I don't know. And for the atmosphere, I will give it 4 out of 5 stars. Not because it was bad in any sort of way, but the simplicity, just sort of like there could have been a little more zhuzh, but that is okay. Lebanon Hanover is still touring. I believe they're going up to Canada by the time that I post this. I have friends up in Canada who will be going and seeing them, and I'm so excited for them, honestly. This is such a beautiful and wonderful band to see live. I wouldn't change a thing, except maybe I would shift where I was a little bit so that I wasn't directly in front of the synth machine. But oh, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Cannot sing this band's praises enough. Have you guys gone and seen them yet? If you have, how was it for you? If you haven't, drop your favorite Lebanon Hanover song in the comments. And I do review bands at least a couple times a year. I'll try and review more. But if you would mind liking and subscribing, YouTube tells me to tell you that. At the very least, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.